Hey everyone, I'm here with another process video, and this is actually of a scrapbook page I did for a challenge I'm hosting over on the Victoria Marie Facebook page. And the challenge that I am putting out for everyone is to scrapbook a memory of your childhood. So for me, I don't have a lot of pictures of me when I was younger, and even if I did, I would have to take the time to scan them or find them, locate them. And so I decided to do a memory that we actually talk about quite often when I'm with my brothers. And it's kind of a silly story, but it always comes up, and it's just really memorable for me at least. And so we joke about it a lot, and I really wanted to get it into my scrapbook page, or my scrapbooks, sorry. It's really late. I don't know why I'm thinking this is a good time to do voiceovers, but I just really want to get this done. So sorry if I stumble over my words. It did take me a really long time to get this layout done. I was struggling, and I don't know why. I'm not using a kit, which, I've been really aching to do lately, to just get into my stash and just use products from my stash. And so I don't know if I'm just rusty at that or what, but the papers I did fine with, so I just used the Amy Tan, what is that collection? I don't know. It's one of her collections. I have the paper pad, and so it was really easy for me to pick out papers. Again, that's kind of like working from a kit when you have a collection. So that part was easy. It was more the embellishments, and I struggled with how to place the photos and the journaling spots on the page. So oh my gosh, I ended up cutting out like 2 minutes of just me playing around with just trying to fit the photos and stuff on the page. So that was part of what took me a long time too. So anyways, the story behind this is my brother, when I have three brothers, and three brothers that I was close to. And when after one of them had moved out, 'cause two of them are older than I am. Well, obviously I'm the youngest, and the brother that is closest in age to me is just under 2 years older than me. So and my other brothers are several years older. But anyways, when my mom was working, my brother Russ would take care of me and the younger brother that I have. And one of the things that we always joke about is how we would walk up to the store, and he would buy food for us for lunch. And most of the time, or almost all the time, what he would buy is either stuff to make sandwiches, or he'd buy the Kraft mac and cheese. And there's just funny stories behind it. So, and this is how I remember them. So they're pretty short stories, and I don't even know if I'm remembering it perfectly, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty close. So my brother would say, we'd go to buy mac and cheese, and he'd buy 2 boxes, and he would always say, one for me and one for you and Kevin. And, I'm sure that's pretty close how it ended up anyways, because he was older and we were younger and stuff, so we didn't eat as much. But the other thing that I remember is him putting tons and tons of pepper on top of his mac and cheese. And to this day, I put pepper, whenever I have mac and cheese, I always put pepper on mine, but not anywhere near as much as he does. And he still is a pepper freak. He puts tons of pepper on his food. And then the other story is he would make sandwiches, and he would always put 2 pieces of lunch meat on his sandwich. And I would say, Russ, why are you putting 2 pieces of lunch meat on your sandwich? And he would say, so I don't have to make another sandwich. And then I would watch him proceed to make a second sandwich. So It was always just kind of a joke, and he was just a funny guy. He still is a character. But I love those stories. And we always tend to tell them. It's just something that always comes up when we're hanging out together and just kind of telling childhood stories. So I really wanted to scrapbook that. So I skipped a bunch more of trying to figure out, like, I spent a lot of time digging through that one container looking for some embellishments and journaling spots and things that could go on the page. It takes forever for me to get through the embellishments that I have because, like, especially these die cuts, because I have so many of them and they're not organized in any way. I should probably do something about that, either do it by color or theme or something. But I don't. It's just sitting in a container altogether. I have that one above that's going to tell the story about the lunch meat, because when I did the story about the mac and cheese and just kind of giving the basics of the whole story, I ran out of space. So I went ahead and did that. I put the story on that little speech bubble. And I did some of those epoxy, I don't know what we're calling them, epoxy stickers. I had actually seen Sarah Swan had done a video and had shown, I can't remember exactly what she showed, but I know she was showing how you could make your own, like, flare looking buttons, but it was with the epoxy circles. And so I bought the epoxy circles, and then I tried to make a few, and I wasn't happy with what I had made, and then I just kind of forgot about them. And then I've been watching Inky Quill, and she did a video on it, and what got me interested in it again was she showed how she layered things, like would layer like word stickers and hearts and things like that. And so I wanted to try that, and so I made a few of them, and I even stamped some circle stamps and used my glitter marker and the Inca Stella, I think it's called. I used that to, like, put some glitter on it and try to decorate them up, and I don't know, I kind of like them. I love Flair, and I will use that, but this is nice because you can make your own. Obviously, you can pick and choose what you want to put on it, but not just that, but it's flatter. And, if you've watched many of my videos, you'll see that I typically have flat embellishments. I usually stuff my albums pretty thick, and so I don't like to have big bulky things on a page. I will use Flair though, but if I can avoid things like those plastic flowers and stuff, or the acrylic flowers, I think it is, I've gotten those through my Studio Calico kits, and they are just way too tall off the page. So I don't know, I kind of like the epoxy stickers in place of Flair. So, and here I'm struggling again with trying to find more stuff to put on the page. I was really trying to find a label that would go over where it says start here on that yellow 4x6 card, and I couldn't find one. I went through that whole entire container. Again, I probably need to organize that thing, but I decided to go ahead and use this Allie Edwards stamp, and I zoomed in, and then I zoomed in too far. You can't even see me doing the stamping, so sorry about that. But anyways, I'm using an Allie Edwards stamp, which is really cool because it has the outline of the banner, and then it has a bunch of phrases that can go inside. And I realized right away that I had done that after I looked at the screen, so I showed a close-up of the label. And so it just says, "So totally love this story." And I'm going to cut that out and use that to cover that phrase "start here," because I didn't, it doesn't really go with the page, so, or with the journaling. So I cover that up, and it just adds a little bit more green too down to the bottom part of the page. Alright, what am I going to do next? I think I told stories through almost the whole layout, so I didn't even talk about what I was doing. Oh. Alright, I'm going to use these letter stickers, which are thickers. They're Amy Tan, I think. Yeah. Amy Tangerine, called Kale Berteschi. Love them. I know they have pink ones and the black ones, and I'm not sure if they have other colors, but I love this font. I'm just trying to figure out, I don't typically like to have my letters go like over one sheet of paper and then cross into the next. And I was trying to do it, but I didn't like it, so I moved it down onto the yellow. And then I just wrote down the word that I wanted to do because I was going to spell it backwards. I just want to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. So I'm just putting Caretaker Russ as the title. I don't know about you, but I am not good with titles. I'm terrible with titles. I always come up with some, I don't know, pretty boring titles. Sometimes I wish I could just not have to have a title. But then I wouldn't know how to use all my thickers that I have too many of. So yeah, I need to make bigger titles. That's what I need to do. So I don't know. I really like the way this layout comes out. It's kind of had that, I can't think of the words I'm trying to use. Kind of that graphic, lined up layout to it, and then I put things that were kind of off-centered and layered and things like that, so it kind of, and wouldn't you know, I'm putting the black mist on, and I even tried to cover the pictures with my hand, and I got the ink on the picture. So I don't know, I'm not going to replace that picture. I'm just going to leave it. It's not that big of a deal. So, of course, I had to go off camera for a little while to see if I could get that ink to dry, because you guys know I'm very impatient. But I still didn't have enough patience. I didn't wait long enough, but I didn't smear anything. So I'm just adding the enamel dots now. And I believe this is the last thing I do with the layout, is add the enamel dots. And I did, everything that I pulled was from my stash, which, obviously could come from anything. It could have come from kits. It could have come from just an online purchase or whatever. But I was happy. It felt good to be able to just go through and use my stash. So. Alright, looks like I'm going to do some close-ups here, and there will be some still shots at the end. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.